Education is the only weapon with which you can change the world. Hi, this is Kalpana Reddy from Krishi High School. Today I am here to discuss about class 7 lesson number 2, that is rains and river. So before getting into the topic, I would like to wish you all a happy and a healthy morning, children. Hope you all are doing good, and I hope that whatever the homeworks are being given to assigned to you, you're finishing your task in time. So as said, the topic is about rains and river. Just I'm going to share a screen for you, children. You can just have a preview of it. So, so as you all know that the total Earth surface, that means out of total Earth surface, the 71 percentage of Earth surface is covered with water bodies, isn't it? So, like all life on the Earth is very significantly depend on water, isn't it? Right from morning, if you take when you wake up from the bed, so the first thing what you do, you'll go to the washroom, you'll fresh up yourself, isn't it? That means right from morning you wake up to till you go to your bed, we use the water in many ways, isn't it? So not only we people, so other sources also, like even animals also, they use water. Yes or no, children? So each and every living being, they use water, and we use water for multiple purpose, isn't it, children? So out of the total surface of the earth, 70% of it is covered with water bodies. So have you ever thought that how this rains cause? What do the rain bearing clouds come from? Where do the rain bearing clouds come from? And what is water vapor? Have you ever heard about it, these all? Okay, so let's have a small discussion on it. Where do you get drinking water, and where do you get a salty or a hard water? See, in your houses also, like you'll have a two section of waters, isn't it? One like container of water, you'll use it for drinking, and the other container of water, you'll use it for the other purpose like washing clothes or washing vessels, etc. So there are two variations, isn't it, children? So why this variation is there, like why we have like why we taste water in two ways. So if you drink a section of water, it tastes salty, and one section of water, it will be like a sweet, like I mean, say very suitable for drinking. So why this variation is there, like how this diversity is there? So let's talk about it. Let us know about the diversity in water availability and its consequences, and also about water that flows on the surface of the earth. Yes. Now coming to the evaporation. So what exactly the evaporation is there? So right from childhood, like if right from your first class onwards, you're learning about the water cycle. In your science also it is there, children, isn't it? So you people are very much familiar about this term, the definition, what do you mean by evaporation? So evaporation is the process by which the water gets converted from liquid to vapor. That means heat is necessary for evaporation to occur. And evaporation occurs when atoms or molecules escape from the liquid and turn into a vapor. Say for example, now if you take if you take water in a tumbler, and if you heat it on a gas stove, so when like the heat is produced, the water will get evaporated, the water will get, if you check after 5 or 10 minutes, so whatever the like volume of water you have poured in it, that will get evaporated. That means converting or the changing of water into vapor, liquid into vapor, is called evaporation. Is that clear to children? Next, whenever there is a heat and moisture, there must be evaporation. There is evaporation from water, soil, and plants also. So not only from water, even we have the evaporation from soil. The process of evaporation even take place in soil and plants also when combined with heat. Evaporation speeds up with rise in temperature. When there is a rise in temperature, so the evaporating means this, the evaporation process will speed up. The evaporation process will speed up. Formation of clouds and rain. So generally how these clouds are formed, and how we get rain, how we receive rain. So you can see the picture. So it's like a water cycle, what is there. So you can just have a look, children. As the water vapor rises in the air, the surrounding temperature cools, turning the vapor into water droplets. The air is filled with dust, and these water droplets collide with the dust and forms the clouds in the sky. When this process happens repeatedly, clouds get bigger and bigger, and water droplets collides together and make water, liquid. Okay. So here as a water vapor, so as I said that, like the water, when it gets evaporated, it takes the form of condensation, then precipitation, and again we'll get a rainfall. Is that clear to you, children? Next. So once the water droplets in the clouds are heavy enough, the water droplets fall into the earth. In the words, it rains. Okay, so when the water droplets in the clouds are heavy enough, so when they become too heavy, so this water droplets form into the earth, onto the earth in the form of liquid, or like in the form of rain. Next, so what exactly the condensation or water cycle, precipitation and humidity? These are few important terms what we have used in this chapter. So change of water into vapor is known as evaporation, and the process in which the water vapor changes into water is called condensation. See, for example, the best example is like you can say uh, uh, the process in which water vapor changes into water is called condensation. The liquid change take like you mean say uh, you can talk about the ice cubes. Okay, so when the ice cube is heated, it gets converted and it get evaporated. Is that clear to you, children? So this is how the water cycle is formed. Then the cycle of water evaporating from the sea, becoming clouds in the sky, pouring down as rains and flowing down the slopes on the land in the form of river, and finally joining the sea again is clouds, called the water cycle. Different form of condensation of water vapor is known as precipitation. Different form means what? Humidity, moisture, or like snow, okay, fog. These all are the different form of precipitation. The amount of invisible water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as humidity. Now coming to winds and clouds. Clouds are formed all over the sky for the reason that the evaporation take place all over the earth surface. So how clouds are formed? When the like big water bodies are there, like oceans are there, so when the water in those water bodies get evaporated, so the clouds are formed. Okay, so they formed all over the sky. However, it is on the surface of the ocean that maximum evaporation and cloud formation take place. And now it rains heavily on the ocean, even though oceans are huge water bodies existing up to thousands of kilometers. Next, winds and clouds. There are two branches of monsoon winds. One blows from the Arabian Sea and the other from the Bay of Bengal. These winds come all the way from Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. They are called monsoon winds and are also well known as southwest monsoon winds. So here what happened, children? So you can see in the picture the winds, which means there are two branches of monsoon winds. So one which blows from the Arabian Sea and one which blows from the Bay of Bengal. So the winds generally in Telangana, if we talk about Telangana, so in Telangana, the south, I mean, so the southwest monsoon generally right from March to till June, like will the temperature will be very high in our state. But as we enter into the June, the southwest monsoons enter into the Telangana, and it brings rainfall. It brings rainfall. Understood, children? So the wind which enter into Telangana, like I mean to say in the beginning of the June, the wind which blows, okay, through Arabian Sea, it carries the clouds and we receive the rainfall. So the like it will be very scanty rainfall only, children. But in the east, the south, but in the part of in the like southeast part of Telangana, it receives the heavy rainfall. But as the Telangana is mostly covered with plateau region, so in the plateau region will get a little rainfall only, children. Is that clear to you? So the monsoon enters into Telangana from the beginning of the June. Is that clear to you? So now from May to October, cyclones forms in the Bay of Bengal. Is that clear to you? The cyclones may or may not bring rainfall. So like from the beginning of the May to October, like in between May to October, the cyclones forms in Bay of Bengal. So these like cyclones may or may not bring rainfall. So it depends upon the intensity of the rain. It depends upon the intensity of the rain to that region. Is that clear to you, children? Okay. Now rain gauge. So what is rain gauge, children? So rain gauge is nothing but it is an instrument which is used to measure the amount of rainfall. It is the like an instrument which is used to measure the amount of rainfall. Is that clear to you, children? The amount of rainfall for a unit area is measured in centimeters. So the amount of rainfall in unit area is measured in centimeter. Okay. So till here I'm going to just finish up the lesson, children. I'll wind up the class. So tomorrow in the next session we'll talk about rivers. Till then you have to revise the topic. Okay. And whatever the doubts are there, you can just post the message, and whatever the homework is assigned to you, make sure that you complete in Google Classroom and post it in. Okay. Thank you, children.